Shemai! So today I just want to talk to you about A-levels and university. I've told you before that I'm currently studying Welsh second language, French and English literature at A-level, but I just kind of want to go into a bit more depth about why I chose them, how I feel about them at the moment, and kind of like little bits of what I'm doing in each one, and then I'm going to talk to you about uni. So I chose Welsh second language because it is the mother tongue of my country. I have so much love for it, and I never want to fear that it's going to die. I feel like at the moment people, I'm hoping that people are starting to speak it a bit more and are starting to realise just how important it is culturally, historically, and just to enjoy it, really, because you in Wales there are communities of people who speak Welsh, and it's incredibly important to be able to articulate yourself with those people and connect with them in a different way that's not English, because whilst I love the English language and I am going to go on and study that in the future, I feel that Welsh just has so much history behind it as well, as much history as any other language. But to be born Welsh and to be brought up Welsh and to experience new things because of Welsh has just made me realise just how much I love it and how important it is that people speak it. I've also got some news for you that I'll probably tell you in another video about Welsh, but maybe I'll make that one another time. So in Welsh at the moment, for the exams, there are different parts of the papers. We have 2 papers and a speaking exam. The speaking exam, in that we talk about what we're doing to learn Welsh, things we listen to on the radio, things we've watched on TV, little bits here and there, and then we go into depth and we study a play called Siwan, which is by Saunders Lewis, and it is the story of Siwan and Llywelyn, who were the second to last Prince of Wales, and his wife. And it's their story, it's her story of love, basically. And yeah, we have to go into depth and talk about contrast between the characters and symbols and themes and stuff like that. And then to finish off that speaking exam, we have to talk about all the things in general, so like something we watched on TV and link that to Siwan, with one big theme, and stuff like that, like what we've seen in the theatre, what we've listened to music-wise, and how this and this and this and this. So that's the speaking exam. For the other parts of the exams, for the written exams, we have to do poetry, and then so we'll bring that into the bit about Siwan. We have to study 4 short stories, and what else? And then we've got part of a grammar paper as well, just to kind of like test your grammar. And I'm really enjoying it. This time last year it was so daunting. Obviously it was a different exam and I wasn't as confident in myself as I am now, but I can see the difference between myself now and this time last year. I can just speak Welsh a lot more than I could then, and I do feel a lot more confident. And it's nice to recognise that. And I'm feeling quite good about Welsh at the moment. So moving on to French. I took French because I think, again, it's just such a beautiful language. I love learning languages, and I definitely want to carry on in the future learning even more languages. That would be amazing. With French, I just love it. I love how it sounds. I love how you can articulate yourself so poetically, and it's just such a beautiful language. I mean, again, there's so much history and culture behind it, and whilst I haven't gone into those aspects of it, I think it's such a flowery language. It's just beautiful, and I can actually find a lot of connections between French and Welsh, and that's really lovely as well. So in French at the moment we are studying 2 films, and that is Les Choristes and Au revoir les enfants. For Au revoir les enfants, that is the one that we're doing in the written paper, and we have to write an essay about it, and then also in the written paper we have to do grammar questions. And then for Les Choristes we have to do an exposé, and just basically talk about the film, one theme in the film, and then answer questions afterwards. And I am actually really enjoying that as well. It's going pretty well, and there's a lot of different topics as well apart from the 2 films. So we have to talk about kind of racism, the environment, the media, immigration, so many weird big topics to try and articulate yourself in another language in. but it's quite enjoyable. We have really good discussions in our French classes. They're quite deep actually, but there's only 4 of us, and there's only 4 of us in our Welsh class as well. So you kind of can connect with each other, and there's no kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can say this, because there is only like 5 of you in a room at once, including the teacher obviously. And so it's just really nice to kind of have that kind of like little family feel to your lesson. And I'm really enjoying French as well. I'm finding it a bit more difficult than Welsh at the moment. I can't talk as fast, and I don't have as much confidence in myself, especially with tenses in French. But that's something that I'm working on, and I'm going to extra sessions, and I think that's really important, is being able to put yourself in a position where you're not comfortable and just working through it. And I find that really hard, but I'm doing it. I'm getting there. And lastly, English literature. I've kept this one for last because it kind of like is my last subject at the moment. But yeah. So I took English literature because throughout my whole school experience I have loved English. It has been my favourite subject since like day one basically. In primary school all I ever wanted to do was write stories, was read, talk about books, anything to do with English. I always hated maths and science, and that's why I'm not talking about maths and science, because I hate them. But yeah, so English has always been a massive love of mine, and up until recently I think it was my favourite subject. But I've kind of fallen out of love with it. I mean, I definitely love reading. I will never ever stop love reading, and I will never stop trying to analyse books in my own way, because I've definitely picked up on those things that you need to learn. I know all the literary devices, and I know why writers do this, and blah 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 blah. But it is the putting it into an essay that I absolutely cannot stand. I hate it. Hate it. And that is why I'm not doing it at university, and that's why I'm not enjoying myself at the moment. At the moment we have to do coursework, and it is a 4,000 word essay comparing one aspect of 2 books, and I'm not enjoying myself, not one little bit. My deadline is so soon and I'm stressing out and I'm not enjoying it, and obviously you're not going to enjoy an essay or coursework or anything that is stressful, but it has very much kind of died for me. I love the one book that I'm studying, and I can definitely talk about them both really easily. And the one is Brighton Rock and the other is Atonement, and I'm comparing the characters of Pinky Brown and Bryony Tallis and their guilt for what they've done basically. I'm not enjoying it. Part of it is my fault because I left it so late, but then the whole class left it so late and no one really picked up on it, and there was no kind of like do it. It was, oh yeah, you've got loads of time, we're not going to tell you when your deadline is. And that doesn't work for me. That does not work for me. And so yeah, I'm not enjoying it at the moment. And especially like in the other lessons as well, the lessons that aren't coursework based, the lessons that are about poetry are so dull. We're studying Keats and I don't understand a word he says half the time, and I have to get basically a translation from my teacher because I do not understand what is going on, and I'm not enjoying that. And then also we're doing King Lear by Shakespeare, and who knows what the hell goes on in there. I don't actually mind King Lear that much. It's nice. I enjoy it. But so enough about English and enough about how annoyed I am. I just needed to vent that out. So on a more positive note, now I'm going to talk about university. So I've told you guys before that I have applied to study French and English language at university. I've applied to 5 unis, and I heard back from all 5 of them. So I applied to Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester, Cardiff and Bangor. Glasgow and Edinburgh, obviously in Scotland, Manchester in England, Cardiff and Bangor in Wales. My top 3 then were Edinburgh, Cardiff and Bangor, and they're very different universities, very different places as well. Cardiff is absolutely beautiful. I have lived here my whole life and I'm just so used to it, but I just I didn't really want to go there. So my main 2 were Edinburgh and Bangor, and they are very different places. Edinburgh on one hand is very big compared to Bangor on the other, which is very small. And in the end I went for the one that was kind of a home away from home. One that allows me to carry on with my Welsh, one that gave me an unconditional offer, and one that I just feel is my home. And that is Bangor. Oh sorry, Bangor, if you want to put the accent on it. I am so happy that I've got a place at university, and I'm even more ecstatic that it's unconditional and that someone has faith in me. But that wasn't the reason why I chose it. I've just told you the reasons why I chose it. Because it's small, because I can imagine myself living there, and because just the sense of community that you kind of get from it, as well as the added bonus of being able to speak Welsh. I'm immensely looking forward to that, and that's kind of what's keeping me going at the moment through English. And yeah, I'm very, very excited. So in theme with the video today, the word for the day is university. In Welsh it is prifysgol, and in French it is l'université. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for allowing me to vent my feelings about English, and just for kind of like gushing about why I love language. So I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you when I see you. Hwyl!